In this video, we'll be discussing equality of absolute values. That's when we have one absolute value equal to another absolute value. The absolute value of x equal to the absolute value of y implies that x equals y or x equals the opposite of y. That is, if two absolute values are equal to each other, the insides are either the same or they're opposites of each other. This is really the same property used when solving absolute value equations that contain just a single absolute value. Let's solve the absolute value of 4x plus 3 equal to the absolute value of 2x minus 5. Our property tells us that the insides are either the same, 4x plus 3 equals 2x minus 5, or they're opposites of each other. And the way that we'll write that they're opposites each other is you write one of the insides, exactly the way they are, and then the other one, we're going to distribute a negative through. So I'm going to write negative parentheses 2x minus 5. Now let's solve each equation. We'll do the one on the left first. I'll start by subtracting 2 from both sides to get my x's together. That gives us 2x plus 3 equals negative 5. Subtracting 3 from both sides, we have 2x is equal to negative 8. Lastly, we divide both sides by 2, and we get our first solution, x equals negative 4. Let's solve our other equation. In this equation, we're going to have to distribute the negative into our parentheses. This gives us 4x plus 3 equals negative 2x plus 5. I'll add 2 to both sides to get my x's together. This gives us 6x plus 3 equals 5. Next, we'll subtract 3 from both sides. We have 6x equals 2. Our last step is to divide both sides by 6. We get x to be 2 over 6, which will simplify down to 1/3. Two solutions, x equals negative 4 and x equals positive 1/3. Let's do another one. Let's solve the absolute value of 2y plus 5 equals the absolute value of 7 minus 2y. Our property tells us that our insides are either exactly the same, 2y plus 5 equals 7 minus 2y, or they're opposites each other. 2y plus 5 is equal to negative the quantity 7 minus 2y. Solving the equation on the left, I'll start by adding 2y to both sides to get our y's together. This gives us 4y plus 5 equals 7. Subtracting 5 from both sides. We get 4y equals 2. Lastly, we divide by 4. We get y to be 2 over 4, which simplifies to be 1/2. To solve the equation on the right, we'll start by distributing that negative into our parentheses. Gives us 2y plus 5 equals negative 7 plus 2y. I'll subtract 2y from both sides to get our y's together. But notice what happens here. On both sides of the equation, the y's fall out. We're left with 5 equals negative 7. This is a false statement. When we're solving a single equation and we get a false statement, we say no solution. But this absolute value equation had 2 linear equations to solve, so we wouldn't say no solution because we do have a solution of positive 1/2. we would simply say that this portion does not produce another solution. And for this equation, we get the single solution of y equals 1/2.